guys, this is Jackie, your nerdy crafter. This week's tutorial is a collaboration with Amber from SweetAmbsCookies. Amber's YouTube channel has one of the most amazing cookie decorating techniques that I've ever seen. And when I stumbled on her channel and saw the Mario cookies, I had completely fallen in love. And so for this week, Amber and I decided to work on something Legend of Zelda. More specifically, we decided to tackle something that we've never done before. Fake glass technique. Her cookie is so amazing, I'm not even sure if I would eat it because it's just so beautiful to look at. And it's so detailed. So if you're going to make this cookie, make sure that the person you're making it for is someone you absolutely love. This fake glass technique is perfect for decoration. When you put this on your window, the colors come through absolutely beautifully because it's translucent in the back. Now, just because that project has a border doesn't mean that you need to do a big border around it. My trial one was a Mario and he's completely standalone. The neat thing about this project also is that it's really flexible, so you don't have to worry about breaking it. I also wanted to extend a thank you to Kelli for allowing us to replicate her image for this project. So if you're looking for an original artist to commission, I'll leave all her links in the description box. So feel free to check out her Patreon, Tumblr, and her website. And also, don't forget to check out Amber's video and her channel and subscribe while you're there. Here's what you'll need for this project. For this project, I'm using Primo Sculpey Black because it holds its shape very firmly. Liquid Sculpey, this is very important. Now, if you don't have Liquid Sculpey, you can definitely flatten out your clay really thin as long as it's translucent mixed with the color that you want. A cutter, a rounded tool, your picture reference, an extra sheet of wax paper, toothpicks, your chalk pastels, rubbing alcohol and a Q-tip to clean up your piece, and your baking tray. Now, the first thing you want to do is make sure that you have the surface that you're going to bake right away. Don't use your project on another sheet and then move it. Because the liquid Sculpey is going to be liquid, you don't want to move it around. Now take your reference picture, place it on the surface, and then put an extra sheet of wax paper right on top. To keep the sheet from moving, put a couple pieces of tape on the side. Now to do the outline of the picture, it's fairly simple. Take your black clay, roll them out into thin snakes. Now remember, you don't want the snakes too thin. Because we're going to be putting liquid Sculpey in there, you want to make sure that it's still high enough. So don't flatten it down. Once you have each strand, start making the contour of your drawing. Now while you're placing your pieces, always make sure that depending on where it is, that it's either thicker or thinner depending on your drawing. When you want to make the eyes, you want to keep the lines much thinner, but still keep it high. Now once your outline is done, go ahead and do all the other contours of all the other parts. Remember, while you're making your lines, you don't want to flatten it down, but you want to lightly press down just so that it sticks to the wax paper. That way there are no gaps, so that when you put in the liquid Sculpey, it doesn't leak on the other colors. Now finish off the rest of the outlines. Once everything's traced out, take your rubbing alcohol and Q-tip and clean up whatever fingerprints you may have gotten on the piece. Now for the next part, take your chalk pastels. With your blade, you're going to shave off a little bit of the chalk pastel on a small piece of paper. Now to color your picture, it's really simple. All you have to do is put a little bit of translucent liquid Sculpey inside your piece. Make sure that you don't put too much. And then you're going to put it in the translucent liquid Sculpey and mix it with your Q-tip. Take your time with this. Don't go too fast, otherwise it's going to go overboard. Once you have this technique down, all you have to do is color all the same colors at the same time. So make sure you get all the small yellows first and then move on to the next color. When you're working with really tiny areas, feel free to put your liquid Sculpey on your paper and then mix in the color and then just drip it lightly with your toothpick. If you got chalk pastels on the black part, don't worry about it. At the end, we're going to take up rubbing alcohol and Q-tip and clean it up for one last time. Once you're done coloring your piece, bake it at 300 degrees Fahrenheit. The reason we want a higher temperature is because liquid Sculpey is more transparent when the temperature is higher. And you're going to bake this for 10 minutes. Now don't touch it, don't move it, don't do anything to it until it's completely cooled down. So don't get too impatient. Now before we put it in the oven, remember to remove your pieces of tape and your reference picture from the back. Here it is, all baked. Once you take it out of the oven, it's going to be extremely flexible, so you don't have to worry about it breaking. Now if you want to put it at your window, feel free to put double-sided tape and stick it right on there. Make sure you experiment and have fun with this technique. It's extremely versatile and really fun. And as you can see here against the sun, it's extremely translucent, so it'll let in some good light and some good colors. All done! Now don't forget to check out Amber's video and her channel and subscribe while you're there. She really has some amazing decorations and techniques on her channel. You will not be disappointed. So give her much love. And again, thank you to Kelli for letting us replicate that image. Don't forget to check out all her links. If you haven't added me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr, do it. And if you have suggestions for future geeky tutorials, leave them in the comment section below. And if you haven't clicked on that subscribe button, make sure you do it as well. Until then, I will see you guys next week.